I know a girl who thinks a ghost should make you breakfast. She'll make you toast. She don't use butter. And she don't use cream. Oh, cheese, that's right. She don't use jelly or any of these. She uses Vaseline. Rocking out this morning to my favorite, one of my favorite bands actually of all time, the Flaming Lips. That's right, and not too long ago, they were here in Portland, Oregon for a really awesome and unique music video shot right here, Southeast Portland. Stay tuned. We're doing a little Flaming Lips creeping. It's gonna be a good one. And we are on Southeast 60th and Division. We're heading into the Mount Tabor Park, and I wanted to show you guys a few things here, especially the video shoot from one of my all-time favorite bands, the Flaming Lips. But check this out too. This is an old reservoir for the reserve here, and this was one of the stations that would protect it. They would actually have folks that would hang out here and kind of guard the water reservoir, but now it's an actual residence. So for years the city of Portland actually used the Mount Tabor Park, the reservoir here, for our drinking water, and this was one of the little lookout stations to make sure no one was, you know, harming the water. And now it's a residence. There's actually some like apartments back in here as well, but as you can see, they've got their own gate and now they live in it. Getting here to the park, this is the kind of the other entrance here on 60th, and these are the dreaded Mount Tabor stairs. Folks come here to do these just to kind of get exercise. So not really here what I'm here for, but in order to get up to the park, we got to do them. So yep, these things are pretty darn steep. Here's another one of these reservoir little castles. So yeah, we are here. As you can see, this is the reservoir I was telling you guys about, where for years they would actually store our drinking fountain or our drinking water. No longer in commission. But that video was shot right up there. We're gonna go check it out and see if we can figure out maybe where exactly where it was, or just kind of the brief vicinity. But this is such a beautiful park no matter what. We're just gonna kind of check things out. If you guys aren't familiar with the Flaming Lips, you'll have to check them out. Their music's kind of interesting. It's hard to really categorize. I wouldn't say, you know, punk rock or alternative. It's just their own unique, kind of easy listening, really nice. There's just a mixture of all kinds of different music, so they're kind of in their own category, I guess. But in 2009, the lead singer Wayne conducted a video shoot right here. It was actually his idea. Now here in Portland, we do a lot of weird stuff. Our motto is, you know, keep Portland weird. I always say to a certain extent, but he was familiar with the famous naked bike ride. That's right, every summer local Portlanders and residents get together and will actually cruise throughout the streets of Portland on their bicycles or skateboards, mainly bikes, and they will do a cruise through the city, through all the neighborhoods, and they're basically naked. So a lot of folks have, you know, come to Portland just to do that, or really participate every year being a resident here. But I guess Wayne was a huge fan of that. He thought it was very artistic and wanted to kind of recreate that, so he chose to shoot here during the same month in June that all took place. It was easier for folks, and I actually found some flyers that was kind of, you know, put out, I wouldn't say secretly, but there wasn't that many of them kind of released to the general public, offering folks the opportunity to come up here and actually be in the video. And like I said, this place is enormous, but I'm pretty sure right up in here along these trails is where that photo, I keep saying photo shoot, music video. The reason why I'm saying photo shoot is because I was actually able to find some photos online that day of kind of the behind the scenes of the video taking place. It's really a weird video. It's really unique. It's really strange. I really like the art part of it because it's, I don't know, it was kind of controversial. I think when it first dropped, a lot of folks may not have liked it because, in fact, most of the video, the folks are naked, including Wayne, who's actually in a giant bubble, like a bubble boy almost, during the shoot. And then he's got a ton of the, you know, naked bike riders kind of pushing their faces up against the balloon. It's easier shown than kind of trying to explain it to you guys, but I thought it was very interesting. And like I said, not only was I able to find, you know, the flyer asking folks, hey, if you're in the neighborhood, come on through, but when you do show up, don't be naked. You will be naked as the video, you know, progresses and stuff like that. But we're gonna go and try and find where that was actually filmed. Now, if I recall, the basketball courts are down this way, and that's where everybody met up that day. So we're gonna start there and see if we can maybe piece together where exactly that was. All I'm going off of is just vague shots from the video itself, and then just a couple of the trees. But as you can see, we're basically covered and surrounded by all these beautiful trees either way. But we're gonna creep over to the basketball hoops and see if we can kind of match up maybe some of the shots, or if not, somewhere close. Here's a picture I found online of Wayne actually getting out of the bubble. But that's that kind of weird bubble boy thing that he was in during the video shoot. And as you can see, there's a ton of those little trees behind him, so it's gonna be kind of hard to find. But I think if we make our way, like I said, over to the basketball courts, we might be able to actually find this. Looks like a little area with a bunch of rocks and kind of more of a path area. Let's see if we can find it. But there's the bubble he was in during the shoot. It's so funny. There's some more of these stairs we gotta go up too. But it is well worth it, because as you climb, the view gets better and better. Alright, so there was the first reservoir, and up top there is the second one. Alright, we are up here. We are one up from the first reservoir. It's kind of foggy, so it's harder to see into downtown. I love to come up here. So beautiful. I know why he chose this too, for the location. It's so peaceful up here and quiet. Here's a shot of the buildings downtown there. Mostly known for their Vaseline song, but they also have the you know, the Battle of the Robots. Do you realize? Oh, wait, I think that's the same song. I'm all confused, but if you haven't checked out their music, make sure you guys do. They're incredibly talented artists, and was lucky to actually see them live years ago, and just an incredible performance and show. But look at how beautiful this is this morning with the shot of downtown. Yep, good place for a music video. Alright, the shoot is from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Wednesday, September 23rd. Participation is in a drop-off basis, the sign-in table will be by the basketball courts near the top of Mount Tabor. This video is being made for the final song called Watching the Planets on the Flaming Lips album. Whoop. This video is being made for the final song called Watching the Planets on the Flaming Lips upcoming album. Wayne says, maybe I'll even get naked for the video too. I don't even know how it ends. Maybe it ends with them all getting clothed and making me get naked and shoving me back into that giant fur egg. So the naked bike riders that show up for the video have a lot of good appearances, I have to say. There's a really good shot of them all kind of coming towards the camera, and I'll tell you, they're not wearing anything. They're not wearing much. Taking a shortcut, which is really the long cut, because look at this hill. Whew. It's good for me though. All right, we're making our way up to the basketball courts. I have to say, it's a good hike up here. Could have just took the steps, but heck it. Oh man. Whew. Holy smokes. That's an incline, I have to say. Good thing I walk a lot. Yeah, that felt good though. All right, as I'm looking at these stills from the video, this is going to be really difficult because all I'm working on is, you know, that little patch of ground and then the trees, and as you can see, they're covered in trees up here, but this actually might be it. There's this little space down in here that would have been perfect to kind of gather. And I'm noticing a little bit of pattern work on the trees, not much. There's one bigger tree here, and then it kind of sits next to this littler one. And the only thing that may throw this side off is it's a little too close to the road, but I'm thinking maybe they did utilize that and just kind of keep the shot at more of an angle here. You wouldn't have been able to even see the road. I don't know, it looks pretty close. But like I said, we're gonna go back up to the basketball courts and see if we can maybe get a better shot as well. But there's the still. Wayne in the bubble there, and the other actors kind of getting the good shots there on the ground with the camera. But this may as well, this may very well been it. Those trees look, I don't know, it's pretty hard. So yeah, there's a few of these kind of breaks in the park where it's mostly, you know, the road or the walk path. But as I'm kind of looking through these pictures, I am noticing kind of a curvature on the road itself where, you know, you can see them getting set up for the shots. And there's kind of an angle there on the road that kind of loops around there to the left. So it's definitely one of these areas here, like I said, that's more wide open. And I'm guessing it's probably either that one or this one here. You can see that kind of unique tree background there with the three right in the middle there. Well, four. And then the road there kind of turning off to the left. Could have been any of those. But what's really cool is that it was shot right here. Right here in Portland. I'm pretty sure this is it. To me, this just feels like it was it. If you guys were here that day, make sure you chime in and let me know though. All right, so we were just down there, and this is looking really good to me. I'm pretty sure that is it. Just because there's not really any more bigger breaks here. What I mean by breaks is like the path, how it kind of widens here. But now that I'm closer to the basketball courts where they met that day, this is actually where they wanted folks to gather. I'm noticing that this actually could be the spot. And what gives this away is you can see on the left and the right the road kind of protruding downwards and off to the side there. And also, like I said, with the tree work in the back, if you look really closely, you can see where when Wayne was in the bubble on the right, the director, or not the director, but the other characters that were in the shot, kind of coming out of the other little bubble, would have been laying right along that little kind of grassy patch there with Wayne off to the right. And then if you do like this, they would have been laying right about where that little grassy patch is here next to this tree, and then Wayne would have been off to the right there. Okay, so this is it. This is it. Oh my God, I cannot believe I found it. In fact, the trees all match up. This is it. This was it. Okay, it took a couple different matchings up, but this is it. You can see where the road kind of turns to the left there. The guys that were in charge of the video shoot were laying on the ground getting the good shots. Wayne's there in the bubble. Oh my gosh, this is definitely it. Right here, Mount Tabor Park. And they met right here at the basketball hoop. You would have showed up here and met the band. Wayne was actually introducing himself to folks before the shot. And then I take it they would come down here and gather, and the video was shot right here, right behind me in this little grass area. You can see in the shoot very clearly this path, which I'm guessing they probably use most of these paths for the shots. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I can't believe I actually found it. And what gave it away was the, this was, 2009, so it's been a long time, but you can still see where these beautiful trees rest right here. Wayne would have been kind of right here in the bubble with all the crazy kids surrounding the bubble. At one point they even pick them up and kind of carry them along this path here, but you can see this very, very well in the shot. And of course the little patch here. And what's cool about this shot is you would have seen Wayne in the bubble right here, and the other little, weird bubble contraption thing would have been right here with all of them kind of coming out of it. And Wayne would have been in the bubble right here. And then at one point, all the guys that were in the chute actually pressed their faces up against the bubble. And then you can see on the other side that actually the folks that were in the shot were actually climbing out of the other bubble. Very, very strange, but very, very cool. This is it right here. You would have seen Wayne in the bubble right there, and the other kind of weird like fur creation bubble right there. Actually jump out of them at one point. You can see both sides, and then at the very end of the shoot they actually lift Wayne up in the air and they all carry him down one of these paths, raising him above their head while he's in the big bubble. What was really cool is after the video shoot, Wayne met with everybody that took place in it and said, hey, look, thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate this. And even if you don't see yourself in the music video, you will forever be thanked. And I thought that was really, really honorable of him to just kind of give it that extra thank you and really thank folks, Portlanders, to come out here and really make for a great video shoot. And that was really cool of him, to really reach out and take the time to thank folks. I thought that was really commendable. You can see all this lava rock here. And the basketball courts here, we got some ladies doing a little stroller exercise here. But we got this placard here talking about the fiery volcano. Through the fiery throat of this volcano exploded glowing cinders which cooling formed the ground on which you now stand. Younger than the hundreds of volcanoes which poured out their lavas in the foothills of Mount Hood, this cinder cone has withstood the ravages of time to become a part of Mount Tabor. It now stands peacefully in the city of roses. Crazy. Looks like this visitor center is open, and they always have a ton of things going on here, including the boxcar derby every summer. They do the soapbox derby here. Here's the full map of the park as well. A couple old-timey shots. 1894. And here's the reservoir construction. 1910. Oh, here we go. Here's the soapbox derby right here. Look at that, 1956. And they still do it in the summers. I'm hoping it'll come back this summer. We shall see. Alright, so they are going to do the soapbox this year. August 20th, a Saturday. Nice. And it looks like the little visitor center's open. Good morning.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
This is neat. I haven't been up here in a long time. Normally I make it up for the soapbox derby, but
Okay.
I had a question for you.
Okay.
In about 2009, they filmed a music video up here for the Flaming Lips.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering if you might have any relics of it or pictures or...
Not that I know.
That's all right. It's kind of one of those, maybe you know, maybe you don't, but I do a vlog on YouTube and I kind of document
Oh, okay.
different stuff that's taken place around Portland, but I like to come up here either way and just kind of check it out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. I've been volunteering here for 9 years, so...
Yeah, he was in a big bubble. It was a pretty wild production. There was like part of the naked bike ride was here, and
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
so they probably cruise here all the time, though, huh?
You know, there's a lot of things that go on that I just do 3 hours a week.
Oh,
I live
okay.
in the neighborhood, so sometimes I see things.
That's cool. Well, I thought I'd peek in and just say hello either way, and really cool. Yeah, you got some old-timey pictures here too.
Yeah.
Did the train roll up here at one point?
The Belmont and Hawthorne had streetcars.
Oh, that's right. The streetcar. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, and when they built the park, we have a book where someone found negatives at a garage sale in the neighborhood. When they actually built the reservoirs, they used rails and like steam engines on rails and these steam donkeys and things. It was all laid with rails.
To bring it up here.
To dig it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I always thought it was done by hand. But
Wow. Yeah, I saw a little of the old-timey pictures on the map over there,
Right.
but that's cool.
yeah, they just...
But this was a volcano at one point, and then it blew up, right?
Well, it was more of a side... you know, there's a lot of volcanoes in the Cascades area. This is one of... most all the buttes here are volcanoes. Like Rocky Butte, Kelly Butte. But most of them are basalt. This one's unusual because it's not mostly basalt, the hard rock. It's that, if you look out there, you know, at the end of
The little cinder cones, yeah.
Right, it's that kind of pumicey, crumbly, colored red, black.
Yeah.
So it's a different kind.
Yeah, I noticed that it kind of encases that placard.
Yes.
That's so cool.
And that kind of rock usually erodes easier, but some geologist stopped here once years ago and he said because of the closeness of the lava to the surface, there were a lot of hot springs probably that the minerals cemented the softer rock together, so this didn't erode as much.
Oh.
Or it was much taller at one time.
Well, hopefully it won't burst while we're here. No.
It extinct.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for the info. That was really kind of you. I appreciate that a lot.
All right.
All the folks that have visited throughout the park here. And if you guys come up here, you can check in here at the visitor center. They're very, very kind. A lot of info. You can grab some Mount Tabor merch and check in here. So the visitor center didn't have any info on the video shoot. He said it could have been totally just kind kind of a winged thing. He said you didn't need a permit as long as you weren't, wanting to reserve one of these little picnic areas. He said as long as the music wasn't turned up loud, they could have just came right up here that day and shot. So that is cool to me. That is creepy. Yep, that is so cool to me. In fact, there's been a lot of movies and made-for-TV movies shot here over the years. Just a great backdrop for something like that. That's going to do it for today. If you guys are new here, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. You can ring that bell. That way when I creep, you guys will be the first to creep. And if you did enjoy this, give it a thumbs up. Till next time, creeper out for now. Peace.